Welcome back, TCS viewers. It's Chris Nichols here from the camera store, and we've got a cool product to show you today. We're looking at the Fiilex light system. This is a brand new LED light system on the market, and we're going to take a look at it today, and look how beautiful this light is. Way better than when Jordan lights it. Now, LED lights have been on the market for quite a few years, but mostly relegated to the video production role, where they, replace things like kinoflows. What's interesting about the Fiilex light system is we've got studio capability. We've got light modifiers. Of course, I'm no good in the studio, so we're going to bring in infamous Calgary photographer Rob Caleffi. Rob, come on in here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.
So, Rob, continuous lighting like this, it looks like a traditional studio setup. Hey, we've got softboxes and fill lights and rim lights. So what do you think about this stuff? Yeah,
continuous has a lot of strengths, and I think that it's great that somebody's finally building a product that has as much range as this has with the color and the power output, and then also has the actual studio modifiers that you can use for it as well, so you don't have to rig something from Home Depot.
Well, let's try them out, see what we get today.
Let's do it. So I'm lucky today to have the lovely Christina come in and model for me. Christina is newly engaged and is here modeling some of Wed Studio's beautiful wedding gowns. Thanks for coming down, Christina.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, LED lights like this, one of the great things about them is you're getting very, very low power draw, and these units can be very, very small. Believe it or not, these are actually fan-cooled as well, but quiet for motion picture use. So no noise coming out of them. They'll go all day and they don't get hot. LED lights do give us a lot of other advantages too. One of the great things about this, adjustable color temperature. You can go from about a 5600K white kind of daylight balance all the way down to a 3000K warm tungsten. Now that's very versatile. It means no gels, no light loss, and you can just switch it on the fly. It's also going to be great in a studio situation like this where you want to maybe get different color effects, mixing and blending different shades of color. It can be a lot of fun. We also get full power adjustment, so very compact, very easy to use, and very, very adjustable.
We were playing around with a lot of the options that come with the Fiilex, and we've decided to use the barn doors for the rim to control that light, and I don't necessarily, for rims, I like them to be nice and harsh. The softbox that comes with the Fiilex, it's not a bad quality, but it's just a small piece of light. For shooting the wedding dress, I need that dress to be lit all the way down to the bottom, and that's not a big enough light source. So I'm using it as a fill. For the main light, we're using the Fiilex with the ProPhoto speed ring and the Aurora softbox. It's a much bigger softbox, so we're going to get a much nicer spill of light across her face all the way down to her dress. Comes with this nice this LED string called a FlexJet, and we're using that as a fill light from the bottom. I wasn't too sure about it. It seemed a little gimmicky to me at the beginning. However, it's working quite well. Really nice. It's long and it's coming up nicely on the dress and giving some nice highlights to it. So I'm actually quite impressed with it for this sort of a shot.
Okay, so Rob, just first impressions here. What kind of settings are you getting? What kind of aperture, what kind of shutter speed, what kind of power really getting out of these?
When you're using the softboxes, obviously it's going to dial that light down even more, and these aren't the most powerful lights on the market, which is, I think, their strength and their weakness. They're really quite specific. So obviously if we were outdoors, and I like to try them outdoors a little bit more, but they're going to be much more of a fill when you're using them outdoors. Like there's no competition with the sun with these whatsoever. In the studio, in a nice dark studio like this, the nice thing is you can dial right down to 1.4, which is my favorite lenses, and I really like to shoot portraits at 1.4. Not everybody does, so if that's not your thing, these might not be the lights for you in studio. Gotcha. However, I really like that. With the new cameras though, especially with the FXs, but even with a lot of the crop sensors, you can crank them up and they're still really clean. So I'm shooting at, what am I at here? ISO 400. And you're not going to notice that. It's going to be as clean as 100 on this camera, and then I get that really nice shallow depth of field.
We did a test earlier, so we took something just like a Lowell Omni light at 500 watts output, and we tested it, light metered it against these, and we're getting about 2 stops darker than an Omni, 500. So yeah, not a lot of power to play with. On a box like this, which is a fairly large box, are we getting decent enough light as a key light?
Yeah, again, I think if you've got the camera for it and you've got the sensor for it, you can crank that ISO up a little bit. You don't notice it in post, and it's a really nice quality of light. I've been using continuous in the studio for years because strobes are too powerful to shoot at 1.4. You got to throw filters in front, and I don't like throwing
way down.
Yeah, I don't like spending $2,000 on a lens and throwing extra glass in front of it. So that's one of the reasons I enjoy continuous lights. These are so nice again because you can control the color temperature without having to do more gels, and I can control my fill with just the dial on it, and it's, if this is your style, I think these are the best thing on the market right now.
So Fiilex actually used this very, very interesting speed ring system. It's super simple, just clips right in, couldn't be simpler. And then you get these collapsible softboxes. Now these are great because they're small for location work, but they are a little bit small for studio work too. We're not gonna get a big, big spill out of these. Still, it's nice and handy. But whether it's intentional or not, Fiilex has done something very, very smart. We sell a lot of Profoto in our store, and Profoto uses this very, very unique speed ring system, which is a tension fit rubber collar. Well, it's just the right diameter there. So we can push on Profoto grids, or we can use things like their beauty dish accessories, and these all clip straight on. One of the things I'm noticing about these Fiilex lights, they are a very, very compact light source, but a very, very small spot. Reminds me a lot of a classic Omni light or Lowell Pro light, except it won't set your softboxes on fire the minute you put something in front of it. And that's a really nice advantage that we can use those modifiers. But still, the output here, that's the weak point. We're not gonna be able to fill large softboxes without losing a lot of power. We're not gonna be able to fill large areas or large groups of people unless we have multiple lights. Still, on its own, a small light source can be very, very dramatic and very, very beautiful. And you know, the other LED markets out there, you know, the lights like Lumahawk, for example, if they want to get larger light sources, they have to go to ever larger panels to get that fill and spread. So the fact that we can throw these in a strip box or put an umbrella in front of them, you know, that's a very, very big advantage.
So recent DSLRs all have video and still capabilities. So if you're going to invest in a light, why not invest in a light that has the capability of helping you in both formats? You don't have to switch back and forth.
Okay, Rob, so we got the new Fiilex FlexJet. Now this is cool. Hey, we got this fiber optic light. We're just putting it on. So what are we gonna go for here? What are you trying to do here?
Well, what I'm thinking is we can change the color temperature really nicely. So we've got our main light over here, nice warm main light. And then I'm just circling her head in this to try to create some catch lights in her eyes and some fill around her face and just seeing what it's doing. The test shots are actually quite interesting so far.
Very nice. We're getting nice color balance and a nice fill.
If they could figure out somehow to make this an adapter onto the main light, I think this is a really fun little toy to have as an accessory to the light. What I don't like about it is that it's its own light, and I can't think of what to do with it besides as a fun little toy.
All right, viewers, thank you so much for joining us on this little Fiilex Studio light test that we did here today. We'd like to thank our model, Christina. She did a great job all day long here. And also Jyoti, who did beautiful hair and makeup for us the whole day. And Rob, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming up and help us out here.
Thanks for having me.
Any final thoughts on these lights?
Absolutely. I'm a fan of the lights. I think that we need to see some more power output for them to really compete. The color adaptability of it is fantastic. More colors would be great, but they're doing a great job going cool to warm. And as that price point goes down and the power goes up, I think these are going to be a hit. Yeah, this is something that's very exciting because it might maybe even eventually replace strobes. Who knows? Or at least be a very good alternative and tool for the photographer in the studio. Well, we'd also like to say, hey, check out Rob Caleffi's website, robcaleffi.com, absolutely. And viewers, please subscribe to our videos. We feel that we deserve it by this point. And we're going to see you guys all very, very soon. Thanks for joining us. Thanks.